Hello everyone, HierarchARiA here, bringing you another 3v3 game. Now, I'm usually casting these non-1v1 games with a replay and actually playing while recording the 1v1s. That's because most of these non-1v1s turn out to be really shitty, and if anything interesting happens, I'll probably cast it. But usually they just turn out to be really shitty games, where you can't really tell what's happening, like there's no... You basically just a bunch of people doing whatever they want. And I don't really like that. Like this one, we got 3 Protoss here. And, well, what do Protoss like to do best? Well, they used to like doing 4 gates. It's not as common now, but with 3 Protoss around, you're gonna get a lot of 4 gating. But yeah, over here our opponents, we have a Protoss, a Zerg, and a Protoss. So this Zerg's gonna be feeling left out, I guess, or I don't know what to call it, but he's the only non-Protoss in the map. So yeah, being stuck in the middle of a bunch of smelly Protoss. Well, I guess Zerg is actually more smelly than Protoss. But yeah, we're not here to talk about how smelly the races are. So we're gonna be doing a lot of 4 gating, and they're just gonna be doing their usual stuff. As you can see here, Orange opted not to wall up. I don't really have anything to say about that. You don't really wall up against Protoss unless they... I guess it helps against the 2-gate proxy, but other than that, I don't really see how walling against the Protoss would help. Maybe DTs, but yeah. Seems like Purple seems to be trying to wall up, and Orange is just not walling, and Yellow's a Zerg, so he can't really contribute to the wall even if he wanted to. Over here, we both have 1 gas each. I think in the chat we were discussing things about all 4 gates. I don't know, it's just... I think 4 gates seems to have fallen out of use after the patch where you can't warp in units on the ramp anymore. But yeah, so it's not common to see a 4 gate. I don't know how common it is to see triple 4 gate from 3 Protoss. I just thought it's a fun game, so I'm gonna cast it. So yeah, pretty standard stuff for 4 gate standards. I'm getting my double gas here because, well, if everyone goes all zealots, all 4 gates, there's just gonna be a lot of zealots running around, and it gets to a point where the zealots don't have any more surface area to cut stuff up. So I'm gonna try and go for some stalkers. At least that's what I thought about this game. Yellow's trying to hide an expansion here. He's Zerg, so it's okay to build this without clearing the rocks. Zerg can always use more hatcheries. My probe is going out. This is probably a really early pylon, considering how the warp gate only started. And I only have 1 gate. These are actually different players' gates. I did plant my pylon down really early, and this is really unfortunate for him because I think I scout this pretty soon. Over here we see a lot of lings out of Yellow, and we do have a lot of gates from Purple. This looks like a 3 gate, so I don't know. Orange opted to go for the robotics tech. That's pretty standard. Usually in team games, Protoss... Well, when I play Protoss, usually I go... well, either go Phoenix into carriers, because I like playing carriers, even though they're terrible in this game. But also, if I'm not doing that, I like to expand off of a 2-gate robo. But yeah. Over here you see Red seems to be a better 4-gater than any of us, because apparently his warp gate is faster, and yeah. I don't know why Blue got a forge. And apparently I scouted this hatch with my proxy pylon. That's kind of unfortunate. But over here we do see a lot of lings moving out. I do have my Stalker and Zealot from base that I'm pushing up with. A lot of lings seems to be going to the... wherever they're going. Red's complaining how our 4 gates are late, because apparently we're not as pro of a 4-gater as he is. I don't know, there's not really that much to say about being pro at 4-gating. I guess we just don't do it a lot. I think I did 1 4-gate properly, but here comes the warp in from Red, and I'm moving my units up as well. We have an observer from Orange. They don't really have a lot up here. They have an observer from Purple as well, so I guess he's opted to go for the robotics tech again. Again with the early forges, I don't really know if... And the random pylon, cannon over here. We do have a battle in the middle here, Red's unit and my unit, mostly. Force fields blocking the ramp, as Protoss really should be doing that. We do have a bunch of zealots warping in here because of the low ground pylon. They're going to start harassing these probes. I guess this oddly placed cannon actually got some use out of it. This zealot's being dumped because of the unit pathing. There's not really much said about that. I do have my stuff cutting up the expansion for yellow, just to keep him, because really it's a free expansion, why not kill it? We do have more stalkers from red. Remember when I said I was going to work in a lot of stalkers? Well, I guess this is more stalkers than 4 gates should have, but I did decide to go for zealots. Because apparently red has a lot of stalkers, or someone had a lot of stalkers, I think purple. Or not purple, blue. But yeah, red's doing a good job cutting up the nexus. There's an immortal here killing zealots. I guess they're the same as stalkers when it comes to hitting light units, but they're not great. So red's coming up with a lot of stalkers. I have my zealots and stalkers, mostly zealots actually. Blue is actually the one going for a lot of stalkers. Over here orange is pumping out of immortals, pumping immortals out of his gates. Immortals, this is actually a pretty good wall, and the zerglings are good against stalkers, but I have my zealots coming up, so that should help out. These gates really should be warp gates. I don't know why they're not. We do see some probes getting chased away by blue stalkers over here. I think I'm the only one actually doing stuff behind the 4 gate. Let's actually bring up production. Yeah, blue's doing absolutely nothing, and I'm actually doing absolutely nothing, and orange is doing absolutely nothing. Well, actually everyone's really doing absolutely nothing right now. Apparently purple forgot his warp gate research, which is unfortunate because, well, that would have been really helpful to get units out faster. We are breaking over orange's really not wall, just a clump of buildings actually. We do have probes owning stalkers, not something we see a lot of. We have probes and zerglings owning stalkers. Now this immortal with 11 kills actually, surviving to be, that one survived being killed for a long time with 4 HP. So people are starting to leave now. I do have a lot of stalkers in orange's base. And there is an observer in our base. I'm actually tagging the robotics right now. It seems like red's building probes and blue's teching up to Twilight Council. So I'm getting my robo in case someone decides to pull out some DTs. You know, one behind Dark Shrine. It does work. And the pylon seems to be going down here, unpowering every single production building here there is. And this looks like game to me. Yeah, the replay is about to be finished. So that's the All Protoss All 4 gate games. I found it kind of interesting because you don't get to see 4 gate a lot. But yeah, if I run into any more interesting non-1v1s, I'll probably cast it. So yeah, see you guys next game.